Love can never be wrong enough for me. Feel like a love's all love will be. Yeah, the right way for let them see. Still things to do. When we hesitate, love's finally shifting my way.
Please be seated. Aleine and Matthew's family and friends are gathered here today to recognize and celebrate their marriage. Marriage is a bold and courageous act, one I know Aleine and Matthew do not take lightly. We are privileged to share this joyous event with them today, and I, in particular, am privileged to be their officiant. All of our presence is a sign of support for this union. Aleine, Matthew, as the two of you join in marriage, and as you this day affirm love for one another, I ask that you remember to cherish each other as special and unique individuals, that you respect the thoughts, ideas, and suggestions of one another. Be able to forgive, do not hold grudges, and live each day that you might share it together, as from this day forward you shall be in each other's home, comfort, and refuge. Your marriage strengthened by your love and respect for each other. Living in a committed relationship changes us. We become more than we were before. We do not cease to be individuals leading individual lives, but something new is created. It is not that we become one thing and are no longer two people. Rather, it is that a new life, a life between us, begins to exist and grow as our relationship grows. Aleine and Matthew are now lighting the chalice as a sign of this new life this union today creates. Family and friends, we began this ceremony with support and blessings for the bride and groom as we created the centerpiece of flowers. The intimate yet public nature of this ceremony reminds us that none of us exist in isolation. Our identities only come about because our family and friends and the relationships that nurture and define us. It is through community that we call into being the power of love to build bridges of human caring, to make us feel whole, to allow us to feel at home in the world. So it is that marriage cannot exist in isolation from family, friends, and community. And so it is that I ask you, Alto, Craig, Brian Porterfield, Alaine's parents and brother, do you welcome Matthew as a member of your family circle and pledge your support to this new home? That's a nice relief for all of us. Mark, David, Jeannie, and Max Cohen, Matthew's father, brother, sister-in-law, and nephew, do you welcome Aleine as a member of your family circle and pledge your support to this new home?
Yes, we do.
And I ask all who are gathered here, do you promise to support Aleine and Matthew in their new shared life? If so, please answer, we do.
We do!
At this point, Aleine, not necessarily Matthew, asked me to give some reflections on the two of them. I wasn't sure whether she just meant for me to turn around and let the light reflect off my head, or actually reminisce a minute. And I'm going to do that for just a minute. Beth, my wife, and I have known Aleine since she was a small girl. I got to know Aleine better when we worked together at the Delaware Supreme Court. I found out that there is no more lively a person in the world than Aleine. She is a bright, shining light in any circumstance. She does like to talk, which means you have to pause to get a word in edgewise. But that's okay, because she's thoughtful, and as the vows that Matthew and Aleine wrote suggest, she's caring about her family, her friends, and her community. She brought Matthew, not necessarily to see us, but Matthew came with her to our farm in Dover. And I don't know what I was going to think about this friend that she was. But at the end of the evening, after spending the evening with Matthew and Aleine, Beth, my wife, says to me, this boyfriend of Alaine's, he's a really nice guy. I like him. Now, you may think that's a surprise. Beth and I have been married 48 years and dated before that. I haven't heard that about people very often. So I knew that if Beth had shaped a very quick view of Matthew's character, of Matthew's integrity, and could divine the way in which he would build this relationship with Aleine, that at the end of the day, we would be where we are right now. Maybe not at the train station, but somewhere very similar to that. So my reflections in with joining everyone here and telling you how much Beth and I appreciate the opportunity to get to know you both, and we look forward to keeping in touch throughout the 50 some odd years of your marriage. The respective families will give us a reading. First, Brian Porterfield.
I'm Brian Porterfield, Alaine's brother, and I'm going to read an excerpt from Calvin and Hobbes. It's about a boy and his his animal tiger, stuffed animal tiger, that he believes is real. And here's a little excerpt that's about love. Calvin, what's it like to fall in love? Hobbes, well, say the object of your affection walks by. Yeah. First your heart falls into your stomach and splashes in your innards. All the moisture makes you sweat profusely. As in here right now. This condensation shorts the circuits to your brain and you get all woozy. When your brain burns out altogether, your mouth disengages and you babble like a creep until she leaves. That's love? Medically speaking. Heck, that happened to me once, but I figured it was curious.
Now a reading from David Cohen.
Hello, my name is David Cohen. Matt made this chuppah. A lot of lacquer on it. So I honestly don't know what I'm reading. It's long, so I am sorry. Esteemed writer John Steinbeck must be best known as the author of East of Eden, The Grapes of Wrath, and of Mice and Men, and a book that Matt speeches called The Pearl. But he was also a prolific letter writer. When visiting Steinbeck's house in Salinas, Cali, Matt came across his profound talent from this great author. Among his letters of correspondence is his beautiful response to his eldest son's Tom 1958 letter, in which a teenage boy confesses to have fallen desperately in love with a girl named Susan. While at boarding school, Steinbeck's words of witnessing, tender optimism, timely, infinite, wise, should be etched into the heart and mind of every living, breathing human being. His written word speaks volumes to the love we share here today. A graceful reminder that nothing good gets away. Dear Tom, you had your letter this morning. I will answer from the point of view, and of course, Aleine Steinbeck's was, Wilford Hurst. First, if you are in love, that's a good thing. That's about the best thing that can happen to anyone. Don't let anyone make it small or light to you. Second, there are several kinds of love. One is the selfish, mean, grasping, egotistical thing, which uses love for self-importance. This is the ugly and crippling kind. The other is an outpouring of everything good in you, of kindness, consideration, and respect. Not only the social respect of manners, but the greater respect, which is recognition of another person as unique and valuable. The first kind can make you sick and small and weak, but the second can release in you strength, courage, and goodness, and even wisdom you didn't know that you had. Girls have a way of knowing or feeling what you feel, but they usually like to hear it also. You say this is not puppy love? If you feel so deeply, of course it isn't puppy love. But I don't think you were asking me what you feel. You know better than anyone. What you wanted me to help you with is what to do about it, and that I can tell you. Glory in it for one thing, and be very glad and grateful for it. The object of love is the best and most beautiful. Try to live it up. If you love someone, there is no possible harm in saying so. Lastly, I know you're feeling because I have it, and I am glad that you have it. We would be glad to meet Susan. She will be welcome, but Elaine, he was at lunch, so we'll make all such arrangements because that is her province, and she will be very glad too. She knows about love too, and maybe she can give you more than I can. And don't worry about losing it. If it is right, it happens. The main thing is not to hurry. Nothing good gets away. The one point I want to make when I asked Matt, what the heck am I reading? He said that there was a time where it was about to go away between them, and it didn't. So nothing good gets away. I love you still. Thank you.
Very good, Jay.
Aleine and Matthew, it is now time to begin your passage into marriage by declaring your intent to marry and then by making your vows to one another. Are you now ready to begin your passage into marriage?
Yes.
I am so lucky to have met you. You're my best friend in my heart. I love your intelligence, passion, and your strength of character. Please know that I do not take for granted the message I convey. Whether that is being well read in the city paper so you can create edible meals for us, or trying to make a spicy dish. Of course, I will try. You work. That being said, with a Leo and a Scorpio together, there's bound to be a few sparks, possibly a few fights, but I promise I will fight fair. Promising. I love you. Saying I love you. Saying I love you is easy. It makes me so happy. Showing love is a commitment. I promise to show you my love in big and small ways and every day. I promise to be loyal and kind. I promise to be present in our relationship, even when it's easier to be absent. And I promise to date you, even when we're old and wrinkly. I'm a fiercely independent person. And yet, I don't feel quite me anymore without you. It doesn't feel weak or negative. I feel empowered by sharing your love. I promise you my eternal love.
I promise to love and comfort you. I promise to be patient and mindful, never dismissive or curt. I vow to be present, always present. Even through those long-winded stories that really develop the exposition, loaded with backstory. And I'll be present for those too. Through feast and famine, I'll be yours. I'll dream with you, walk with you, build with you. Together, we're an all-star team. United, we won't stop. You know this. A man is only as good as those with whom he surrounds himself. I can't dream of a better partner to surround me. Morning, noon, and night, there you'll be. You're the perfect fit for me. And in a few seconds, I will marry you.
Rings are a precious metal. They are also made precious by us wearing them. Your wedding rings are special because they enhance who you are. Your wedding ring is a circle, a symbol of love never ending. It is the seal of the vows you've just taken to love each other with no end. Matthew, please place the ring on your bride's left hand and repeat after me.
I give you this ring as a symbol of my vows. I promise to love you today, tomorrow, and always.
Give you this ring. My vows. I promise to love you today, tomorrow, always.
The glass is broken to protect the marriage with an implied prayer. May your marriage last as long as it would take to repair this glass. The shattering of the glass concludes the ceremony on a high note. As the groom breaks the glass, I invite everyone to shout Mazel Tov, which means congratulations and good luck.
Daniel? This was easy.
Awesome.
That's a tough.
It is now with great joy that I pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.